feel so stupid for believing my boyfriend's words that he would be there for me and our baby. I'm 17 and have a son who is almost 1 year old. I was 16 when I got pregnant and he was born. His dad was my boyfriend. He was at the very end of his senior year of high school when I got pregnant. We never officially broke up or anything. He said he wanted to be there for me and our baby, was going to help out and all of that. But then I found out at the last minute that he had been visiting colleges far away from home and ended up deciding to go to a school a few hours away from where we live. His whole family knew he was moving away and nobody told me. I found out literally at the last minute, shortly before he left. That was fall 2022. He told me he'd just be a few hours away, it was no big deal. I believed him or tried to believe him. At first he stayed in touch with me. I kept him updated on my pregnancy. Slowly, it became harder to reach him. It took longer and longer for him to respond to me. He was always sorry that he was busy and didn't see my message for hours or sometimes days later. When I went into labor, I texted him, and he told me he couldn't leave school until the next day because he had a test. He showed up at the hospital the day after our son was born. He went back to school 2 days after that. He told me he had to go back. He couldn't just stop going to class for weeks to stay home with me. This is how it's been ever since. For spring break, he went on a trip with friends instead of coming home to see his son. He spent some time with us over the summer when he was home, but he never offered to take care of the baby some days to give me a break or anything like that. He also treated me totally different, like I was some annoying younger sister he didn't want to be seen associating with. Over this winter break when he was home, I went over to his parents' house to talk to him. I wanted to tell him that I need his help and that our son deserves a more active father. I'm not asking him to leave school. I just wanted him to stop treating us like we're nuisances. He's never been cruel, like it'd be easier if he was mean, right? It's almost more painful that he essentially ignores us and won't just tell me to leave him alone. He told me he was sorry and that he cared about me and our son. He told me we could get back together and I should apply for school at the same college so that me and our son could move down there with him. I don't know why I believed him. I guess I wanted to believe everything he said. He convinced me to have S. I slept with him. Then I texted him today and he said, "Sorry, I'm already back at school." He didn't even tell me when he was going back there. I just hate him so much right now. I don't want to hate him, but I don't want to love him. I can't seem to just feel indifferent about him. I don't know why I keep trying. I feel like an idiot. From the comments, "I'm so sorry you're going through this. He's showing you who he is, believe him. I hope you learn from your mistake and use birth control this last time you slept with him." His family knew. I can't believe that they're signing with their son instead of their grandchild. File for child support. Don't talk to him anymore, and if it's possible, get a lawyer. What about your family? Are they helping you? OP, we usually used condoms in the past. The time I got pregnant, we didn't have a condom, and he convinced me to continue with ES anyway. That's what happened only few times. Now I won't ever risk it again. His family doesn't want him to be tied down to me and our son. It's not like I'm asking him to marry me. My family helps me. Update. Thank you to the advice and kind words from everyone. I knew that he wasn't really my boyfriend anymore, but didn't want to admit it. And it was too embarrassing to actually bring it up to him and ask what he considered us to be. It's like he'd act like he was still my boyfriend when it was convenient for him. More importantly, he hasn't been treating our baby the way he should. Just based on the way he's behaved as a father is enough for him to not be worthy of a relationship with me. I kept going back for crumbs, thinking if I did this, or this different, he'd suddenly change. So I contacted him and officially broke up with him. He already broke up with me in his head and heart, but never actually told me. I don't know if he was too much of a coward or he just wanted to be able to string me along and keep me on the back burner. I told him that I understood we weren't actually together anymore, even if he didn't have the guts to share the news with me, but that I was officially breaking up with him. His mom contacted me, upset that I'm jerking her son around. Guess he didn't tell her about how he convinced me to have S with him when he was home at Christmas and then snuck back off the college without even saying goodbye to me. Like he had to get his mom to come after me. He's not a man. I told my parents I'm ready to go get something in writing regarding custody. They have told me over and over that I need to do it and they would help me, but I always refused to do it. I felt like I'd come across like witch. Why should I care what my ex and his family think? They don't seem to want anything to do with me or our baby, unless it's convenient for them. He's probably off at school pretending like he doesn't have a kid. I guess in most ways he doesn't, since he has no idea what it's like to be a parent. It's really humiliating to me. It's like the total cliché. I was young and stupid and loved him and slept with him and got pregnant, and he left and doesn't want to be a dad. I know so many people here think I'm stupid, like I fell for it, and now I'm the loser because I'm raising a baby in high school while he's this promising college student doing what's best for his future, as his parents would say. Ultimately, I'm just sad for my son. It's not like I thought we'd be together forever. I knew chances were definitely slim for that. He doesn't want to be with me, fine. I just wish he'd care more about our shared child. I still don't even want to think anything too mean about him because he's still the father of my child. Maybe part of me is hoping I'll do these things and it'll make him realize that he needs to be a better dad. From the comments, are you going after him for child support at least? Use your son as motivation for wanting a better life for the two of you. Just because he's in college doesn't mean he's better than you. He's a coward boss. OP, yes, and it's not like he'll be ordered to pay any amount that would actually make a difference right now, maybe later in life, but it's more the principle of the matter. I broke up with my fiancé because of his family. I don't think I can marry him because of his family. I know people will say that I am crazy, but my gut tells me I am right. This was supposed to be the first time I am meeting his parents. He has 2 sisters, mom and dad. I was excited to meet my future in-laws, but it shattered. A few days ago, I met his family. Some things about them just didn't sit right with me. His mom is very possessive about him. Like the first thing she said when she saw me was, "So you are the lady that keeps my son busy." I know it sounds like a joke, but she said it in a condescending tone. Throughout the entire gathering, she was trying to avoid me. She would get irritated whenever I got closer to my fiancé. She made one very mean comment when I asked her for a piece of pie she made. She said I will not be able to fit in my dress if I eat any more of it. She deliberately made me sit far away from him so that she could sit beside him. I knew she didn't like me, but I tolerated that. But she was way too harsh on her oldest daughter. She keeps making comments like, "When are you getting married?" and if she still can't get over Ben, her brother-in-law. The thing is, Mia's oldest daughter used to date Ben until he dumped her to be with a younger sister, Jen. Jen isn't very nice either. She was mean to Mia and kept bugging her to get a husband. Mia is 33. I don't think she needs to rush. Jen also didn't like me because she made some snide remarks about my upbringing. I grew up in an abusive household. I had to struggle a lot. Whereas my fiancé came from a well-to-do family. His dad didn't speak much. He didn't say anything and just nodded. The only normal person there was Mia because she just kept to herself. But nonetheless, I did not feel very welcomed by them. I just had this gut feeling that if I get married, this will be my whole life. I would always have to be in competition with his mother. But he is so nice and sweet. I never felt so in love with anyone like I did with him. He brings me flowers, he takes care of me, he treats me like a queen. But I do not like his family at all. I broke it off with him. He was understandably sad. He asked for a reason. I just told him I didn't feel good about our relationship, that we are not compatible. There were tears, but I left. Now I am sitting in my aunt's house writing this. One moment I felt like calling him and telling him I had cold feet. We are perfect together. We earn well, we have similar hobbies, and we are compatible. But this one thing about him just bugs me a lot. I am heartbroken. I know I don't deserve to be because I was the one who called it off. From the comments, did you try and talk to him about his family? If not, you honestly aren't ready for marriage. My in-laws are not great at all, but we have tackled the issue together. We talk and support one another. If you are a team, you can survive toxic in-laws. Even with amazing in-laws, there will be other challenges, and if you can't openly and honestly talk with your spouse, there will be issues in your marriage. I did. Right after coming home, I told him about how I felt. He just told me his mom is like this to everyone. She likes to poke fun at people. He said that I should meet them more, but honestly, I don't think I can handle it.